In the spring of 1978, a quiet California town woke up to a mystery that would haunt the country for decades. Her name was Emily Ross, a 20-year-old college student, kind, curious, full of life. One bright morning, she left home, telling her friends she'd be back by evening. She never came back. Emily was hitchhiking along a lonely highway when a blue van pulled over. Behind the wheel, a man named Daniel Hayes. Beside him, his wife, Mary. They smiled warmly. "Hop in," they said. "We're headed your way." Emily trusted them. Why wouldn't she? They looked normal, kind, safe. But just an hour later, deep inside a forest road, the van stopped. Daniel turned, his eyes cold. He said only one sentence. "From now on, you'll do exactly what I say." That was the beginning of her nightmare. They took her to their home, a small, isolated house miles from town. Beneath that house was a basement, and in that basement, a box. A wooden box, barely big enough to lie in. That's where they kept her. Day after day, week after week. The air inside was thin, the darkness endless. Daniel called himself the Master. He told Emily she was owned by a secret organization, that if she tried to run, they'd hunt her and kill her family. And she believed him, because fear makes even lies sound true. Years passed. Mary, Daniel's wife, watched everything. Sometimes she'd bring food. Sometimes she'd cry. But she never stopped it. She was trapped too, in her own silence. Emily lived in that box for 7 years. 7 years without sunlight. 7 years without a voice. 7 years believing the world had forgotten her. But one morning, in 1985, everything changed. Daniel and Mary left for town, and for the first time, Mary came back alone. She looked at Emily, trembling, and whispered, "Go, now." Emily ran. She didn't look back. She just ran, barefoot, shaking, crying until she reached the main road. A truck driver stopped, called the police, and stayed with her until they arrived. When officers entered the Hayes home, they found the box. Inside, an old blanket, a chain, and a notebook. In Daniel's handwriting, "She belongs to me. She cannot live without me." Daniel Hayes was arrested and sentenced to life in prison. Mary testified against him, finally telling the truth. As for Emily, she tried to rebuild her life. She changed her name, moved away, but the memories never left. In a rare interview years later, she said quietly, "The day I stepped out of that box, I was reborn. But part of me never left that room." They called her story "The Girl in the Box," and it became one of the most disturbing true cases in American history. It reminds us of one chilling truth. Evil doesn't always hide in darkness. Sometimes it smiles and offers you a ride.